sports and...
Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN+, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200+ entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $42 a month when you use the promo code ESPNNW at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo. If you have a stucco home, a leak is your biggest enemy. Cracks, missing pieces, soft spots, and moisture on the walls are signs that your stucco needs repair. So who do you call? Marinate Construction and Stucco Repair checks all the boxes. Local, family-owned, reliable, trustworthy, and experienced. Marinate Construction and Stucco Repair actually shows up when they say they will. If your stucco makes you say, uh-oh, call Marinate Construction and Stucco today. 850-387-9851.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Discover Kia at Billburn Kia during the President's Day sale going on all month long. Are you looking for a fuel-efficient SUV that doesn't compromise on style, comfort, and performance? Stop in today at Billburn Kia and let our team put you behind the wheel of your new Kia. Billburn Kia is now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Billburn Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBurnKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $1,748 per month per $1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. See dealer for complete detail. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/3/25.
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air.
Live and local.
Days from 4 till 6.
This thing is going to be a financial and cultural disaster.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Whopper, 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 whopper.
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air. ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going on, Northwest Florida? You're now riding with the Afternoon Underdogs, 104.3 here on ESPN Northwest Florida in Panama City and 101.9 in Port St. Joe. I'm David Hayes along with Caveman Rick and, of course, the coach's daughter, Leanne Sportson Trooper. Leanne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Caveman Rick, you got the Phillies over there looking like 4th place in the NL East. What's going on?
Get out of here and chop off.
That's it? That's all you've got going on?
Oh, no, I mean, it's happy Thursday, it's a pretty good day. I mean, we're here at the studio, right, talking sports, so it's pretty good. We're in the jersey of the guy that got hit by a pitch yesterday, so he's got a bruised right tricep, but hey, Bryce Harper will be back. He'll be all right.
Oh,
Bryce Harper will be... wait, what's your problem with Bryce Harper?
I don't know. I just have a problem with him. I saw him after he had switched to the Phillies, and we were in Wrigley Field watching the Cubs, and they were playing the Phillies, and he came up, and everybody was booing him, and he struck out every time he came up in that game.
Oh, there you go. Don't strike out every single time that you get an opportunity.
Probably neither one. We were just there for the experience of the stadium.
Okay, I know Cecil's an O's fan, so I didn't know who you guys were interested in rooting for.
I root for
Are you still an O's fan?
Yes, even though they did trade one of my favorite guys, but yeah, I am.
Who's your favorite guy that they traded?
It was something Austin or Adam. I can't remember. You know me. It's up there somewhere in my brain.
Austin or Adam. One of those two.
Yeah. It's
all
one
right.
of the guys,
Well, there we go.
They've got a
Start with the
young
name.
crew. Very young guys.
So it's
on their
not Corbin's the starting pitcher who y'all signed for a year and then...
I don't know. It stinks.
All right. Well, it stinks, and that exactly is what's going to be the fate for the Baltimore Orioles. If you would like to tell us about your MLB team, you can call in 850-215-6290. We've got Alan Watson coming up next. He is the owner of Golf Plus. Then we have Kerry Miller. He's a college basketball writer for the Bleacher Report. He'll be joining us at 5:20 this afternoon. And until then, we're just going to be asking Leanne questions. So that's why we encourage you guys to join in with giving us your questions to 850-215-6290. And we'll start with Georgia. Georgia is a great person to get some questions.
Did he get traded?
No, we're talking about Leanne's mom. What question was it? What it was?
She said, "Are you going to be on the show today?" And I said, "Yes." And
correct.
And it wasn't like, "Oh, good, I'll listen to you," or anything like that. She said, "I need you to give Dave a message." And I said, "What is it?" She said, "Remind him it's basketball season."
Oh, is it now? I have been tuning in to basketball season as we've gone this way. I do know that Georgia came away with a big time upset of Florida last night. We also had an upset, not a Florida upset, but an upset of not Oklahoma State, dadgummit, Iowa State. Oklahoma State upset Iowa State. So
there was another game with a big upset.
What's that one?
Or a big finish, I should say.
Mississippi State.
No.
They won. Dadgummit, they won.
Not Mississippi State. It was the Maryland was playing Michigan State. You know, Coach Izzo, who now has been there the longest of any of that class of the.
I mean, he's the Big Ten winner.
Oh, yeah. But they were down. Maryland looked like they had it. Scott Van Pelt's a huge Maryland fan. And
he was there.
Yeah, and he was at the game. And the guy, there was no time on the clock. He threw the ball at 60-foot yard shot.
60-foot yard?
It was like half court.
My goodness, that's like 180 feet, bro.
Oh, my gosh. I'm still in football season.
Yeah, hey, I don't blame you at all.
60-foot shot, and it went in at the buzzer, and they won, and all the Maryland people were just kind of like in shock.
Hey, there you go. We got Jack Patterson saying good afternoon. Adventure Hobbs saying go Eagles. My goodness gracious, what has Caveman Rick done to our feed? And AI Alex saying Austin Hayes from the Phillies. Now, not entirely sure what that is. I'm David Hayes and AI Alex, we appreciate you for chiming in. I know that you're a bigger fan of Ryan Mulvey on the inside drive, but that does not drive me crazy at all, my friend. You guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. You can call or text us at 850-215-6290. Some of the headlines is we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. You can like and share our Facebook feed, but we would encourage all of you guys to start going towards YouTube, start making your comments known there. Why? Because coming up in May, they're going to start deleting Facebook live feeds every 30 days. So why not just keep them continuous over there on YouTube? So let's get everyone moved over to YouTube, and we'll get the comments read off over there. We're also live on Twitch as well. You can like and share the Facebook feed, but more importantly, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can download the app and register. Just go to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, I think Alex was referring to Austin Hayes being the O's player that was traded.
Yes.
And he went to the Reds. He got traded to the Reds.
Said Adam or Austin.
Hey, and that is why we appreciate you over there, AI Alex. She was talking about her favorite player, and she mentioned Austin, and that's who I thought of. No doubt. I saw Austin AI Alex. Well, it is. Like, I've never, thought of calling out a real person with the first two
AI
initials of
Rise
AI.
of the Machines. Maybe he's like.
But we're very appreciative of him listening to our Sorry Tell show.
Hopefully he's not AI, though, is what I'm saying.
No, he's not. He's a real person. He's an absolute real person. So with that being said, though, Travis Kelce, I know that you have a lot of strong feelings on this, Miss Leanne. Is that your real name? Or is it AI Leanne? Okay. All right. So with that being said, Travis Kelce is returning in 2025. He says that he can't go out like how he went out like. You seem to have some strong feelings towards that. What do you got?
I do. The day before, the Friday before the Super Bowl, I was listening to Full Ride. It's one of my favorite shows. And they were talking about Kelce and how that he had been very open about that he was going to retire. This was it. This was last year, the Super Bowl. And you know that those guys just knew that they were about to three-peat. They just knew it. They knew it. They weren't doubting it at all. But,
Eagles didn't know that.
No, they didn't. And the Eagles, oh my gosh, I was so excited for the Eagles. But when they showed the footage of him coming down the tunnel to go into where Taylor was at the Swifty, skybox or whatever.
Wait. You have a problem with Swifty?
Don't go there. We're not going to go there.
I will. I'll start singing every single one of her songs.
Please don't.
Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a paper cut I didn't expect to have this afternoon. My goodness.
And his face, the look on his face was so priceless. And I'm not happy for him. I mean, I'm not being happy that he was, upset, but it was just it was kind of ironic. But you could tell that he was not happy at all. And I was like, there's no way he's going to go out like that. And leave that as legacy, because that's what people would remember.
Well, I mean, so he can go out as a Super Bowl loser, or next year they can go out and not even make the Super Bowl, and then he can go out as more of a loser. Because, that loser, from what I'm hearing, complaining about being ill in the Super Bowl as well, and, making an excuse again for the Chiefs. I don't know how accurate that is, because I didn't, see anything posted. I'm just seeing, reaction from it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the Eagles players were sick, and on our defense.
Yeah,
and
they were.
You guys couldn't even pass the 50-yard line until we were putting second and third stringers out there. So, come up with some more excuses, Chiefs fans.
Oh, my goodness. Speaking of you, Caveman Rick, we had a little text message come in from James Fife this afternoon, I believe, or maybe did it originate from you?
We were going back.
It was in the group chat.
Yeah,
it was in the group chat.
Me posting all the
about arrests in the NFL.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Right. So you originally posted that?
Yes, sir. That was me.
All right. So this guy, just a negative Nancy.
Facts, not shade.
I mean, no, it's not shade at all. It is facts, absolutely, and we know this for a fact as it is. But the Kansas City Chiefs lead the NFL in arrest
since 2015. They got 16 arrests.
2015. Doesn't that feel like a low number? 2015?
No, hold on. But if you add up all the NFL teams with all the arrests,
10 years.
You have almost 250 arrests. So that's about 25 a year, just about, give or take. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Run that back real quick.
Okay,
I was not paying attention to you.
The list that I posted has the Chiefs as number one with 16 arrests since 2015. Okay, so we're going on 9 years now because the 2025 season hasn't started yet. Okay, so this is
Wait, it hasn't?
No, we're not in the season yet. We got to wait till September.
I'm just joking. I just like you to use extra words.
So, since then, the Chiefs lead the league with the most arrests at 16. My Eagles have only had, I think, 6, so we're tied for 22nd or something like that. The fewest is the Lions with 2. All right. So, 16 arrests for the Chiefs. That's an average of what is that now? So 9. So about 1.5 a year. They got a lot of issues with young players and whatnot that they're drafting. But I just thought that was kind of telling. You got them, as number one on there. I like to throw I guess, like I said, a little shade. Because
throw a little shade.
Well, everybody's talking.
I don't like shade.
Chiefs are so great. Chiefs. Well, there you go. You guys can brag about.
You guys win one Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden you just feel like you're on top of the world.
We got 2, and we got 3 NFL teams.
2017. Let's go back there, and then let's go back to what is it? 1980 something before my parents were born.
We lost that one, but hey, listen, we got 5.
That's right.
5 championships.
Oh, now we're gonna go way back in the day before my grandparents were born.
They all count, yo.
Yeah, they do. Let's talk about the championships that Mississippi State has won.
Well, we have one.
Do y'all have the cow milking championships?
No, but we won the College World Series. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, all right. Let's talk about things that are relevant for 1,000. Alex, I'm David Hayes, along with Leanne Schwarzentrooper. We're just waiting on Miss Georgia to call in. She is the coach's daughter. She is the.
I think you used to say coach's daughter's mother.
Coach's daughter, mother. Way too. We're in a wild age of documentaries, but I don't want to get into that type of craziness. It is just 4:10, but we got Tim Adams on the line with us. Tim, you're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, Dave. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, if I was any better, I'd probably not have Leanne on the show with us.
Hey, did I see that, Mississippi State baseball team got beat by, Troy or something the other night?
Here we go. This is my type of stuff.
Who is this
is Tim Adams. This is Tim Adams. He's a big stud here in Bay County. His son plays with Bill Holt's flag football team. He's a longtime listener of the show, at least since Max has been on, and yeah, we just need the truth from you right now.
Yeah, no, we also got beat by Southern Miss.
All in jest, man. My Gators just lost to Georgia, which is painful the other night for basketball.
That. Yeah, that was wild.
Oh, that is prime. They've been on a tear. 3 losses all season. Road game against a hated rival that haven't beat us in 14 games. So, every now and then that's going to happen in basketball. But, no, I was going to talk a little bit more about this Super Bowl and the Kansas City Chiefs. So,
let's go back to the past, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so, Patrick Mahomes, I would say his stock has significantly dropped from a public perspective from where he was this time last year. He's quickly turning into the LeBron of the NFL with all the flopping and the whining and crying that he displayed this past year.
Asinine. Keep going.
Yeah, so there's that, and then you've got, Kelsey, who seems to be more interested in, his public persona than actually
If you were dating
football.
Taylor Swift, how would you feel? All right, keep going.
I don't think I would date Taylor Swift. Don't care for her music.
Exactly.
Don't find her all that appealing.
Bro, any of those regular normies, if Taylor Swift came up to you.
No curves on that
Hey,
woman.
shut up, Caveman Rick, because if Taylor Swift came up to you and said, listen, I will date you for a year. No,
I would
say that.
Take it the other way.
Yeah, you would.
Ain't interested. Yeah, I'm not interested in her.
I disagree heavily with any of you you regular males. If Taylor Swift came up to me and said, I'm interested in dating you, I'm interested in the revenue that could come along with that.
You're a sellout.
All right, well,
the money.
I'll say this. For one thing, I'm a married man, and
then you
million
get
times
past,
over
brother.
a million would rather have my wife. If I was single and a billionaire came up to me who was okay attractiveness,
she is.
and I
It's
want
like
to
a
date
5
you,
or
I would
6.
definitely date them. But if we're just talking about just the person, don't like the music, don't like the vocal stances she takes on things, and definitely don't find her that attractive. So just that. The money,
Let's get a number on the scale. Your wife would enjoy this. Let's get a number on the scale for Taylor Swift.
Well, like a 1 to 10 on ranking her on looks.
Looks alone. Take the music out of things now, Tim.
Somewhere between a 6 and a 7.
That's decent. Your wife is obviously a 10, right? Your wife's obviously a 10, right?
At least a 9.
So
at least a 9.
And check this out. You got Taylor Swift. You're saying a 6 or a 7, and she's a billionaire. So with all that money, she can't even make herself look better.
Hold on.
A lot of other women out there
fight for her
with that kind of money.
Maybe this is the best she can look with all that money. Maybe there's that.
Maybe there is that.
Maybe she'd be a 3 without. I don't know.
I'm screaming. That's what I'm saying. Have you seen the pictures of her when she was younger and stuff like that before she got famous?
With her curly hair and everything? I think she was prettier when she was younger.
To be honest, I think she was much more attractive before she did all that ridiculous stuff to her.
Come on with it, Tim. Now we're on the same page, brother. Yes, we are.
I'm not into all that plastic stuff. That's not me.
And like silicone.
But yeah, so anyway, I think the Chiefs have got a lot of soul searching to do if they want to even have a chance of getting back to where they were. And so far, it's been a lot of whining and complaining and excuse making from that camp. If they're not careful, they're going to have a 2024 Florida State Seminoles season before they know it. So.
I would love to see that.
I love the take, Tim. I love the take. But let's be honest. The Seminoles got reclused from a place where they could be, whereas the Chiefs have earned their place every single year. So it's going to take that. It's going to take them having a fall off before that happens, right?
Yeah, I see some parallels. Let's put it this way. Think about that Georgia-Florida State beatdown. Everybody wants to say all our players opted out. Most of Georgia players opted out too. It was like 64.
Well, they had two players opt out. Georgia had 2 players opt out.
No, they had 18. They may have been 2 starters, but they had a lot of players opt out.
Okay, all right. Totality of 18. Oh, I'm not going to argue with that.
So, beat down bad there, and then they walk away instead of being like, man, we got work to do. We make excuses. And let's be honest, full Florida State against a full Georgia, it wasn't going to look much different. They were nowhere near the class. Nowhere near. Absolutely not.
850-215-6290. Argue with Tim if you want to, but he said it first, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be dealing with that, I'm sure, for the rest of this off season. But I do agree with you. I don't think that it would have looked that different unless you had full, then at that point, and think that we're looking at a 30-point deficit and not a 63 to, what was it, 63 to 3?
So agree. I think if both teams are full strength, and I'm including Jordan Travis in that, I think it's 24 to 30-point differential in Georgia's favor. That's what I would do.
With Jordan Travis?
With Jordan Travis, because their offensive line was atrocious. No, I'm not a Seminole.
No, he's not a Seminole.
But I hate Georgia, too. I hate Georgia. I probably hate Georgia as much as I
hate them both, but keep the truth rolling.
Fan.
Okay, I'm just trying to reiterate. Yeah, I miss a lot of things.
Travis by himself is a fantastic player in college, but his offensive line was atrocious, which is why he was injured. And you're not going to scramble around and play backyard football against that defensive front from Georgia from 2 seasons ago. Not going to happen. They were just ridiculous.
Tim, do y'all have a team going on in the Pylon 7-on-7 ordeal that's going to be going on over there at Public Sports Park this weekend?
No, we don't do anything like that. But I'm actually going out of town. My son's got a travel ball tournament in Dothan this weekend, so we're heading up there for that.
Hey, there you go, my friend. Well, thank you so much for the call, and as always, man, good to hear from you.
Yeah, man, you too. Take care. Hey, Caveman, go Birds, go Phils. Don't listen to that nasty fourth place talk from Dave. You don't know what he's talking about.
Fourth place talk. Well, that'll be the last time he's on the air. And shut up.
Hey,
shut your mic off as well.
Give David a chop off before you take off here. Give him a big chop off.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Hey, there you go. Hey, Tim, great to hear from you, bud.
Y'all take care.
That, man. And I love when people give me crap, especially when it's in a loving way. But, hey, that's what we do here on ESPN Northwest Florida, right? Like, my degree only gives me a little bit of an opportunity over you guys. And outside of that,
your degree from where?
My degree from the streets of Hard Knocks, boy. No, but 850-215-6290. That was a great call from Tim. As always, love hearing from the listeners. The listeners mean a lot more than what the talent does here on the show, unless It's the coach's daughter, and that is Leanne Schwartzentruber. You guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up next, we've got the owner of Golf Plus, Alan Watson, on the line with us.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's going to be a showdown. The number 1 ranked Auburn Tigers travel to Lexington to play the number 17 Kentucky Wildcats as two powerhouses collide. Coverage starts at 11:30 Saturday on your home for the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 70 and a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze out of the north and a temperature of 54. About the same tomorrow, around 67 with sunshine and a wind coming out of the northwest around 7 miles per hour. Sunny Saturday, a light breeze and quite warm around 68. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Every love story deserves a perfect beginning. At Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we believe that your engagement ring should be as unique as your love. Explore a vast selection of certified natural and lab-created diamonds, each hand-picked for brilliance and beauty. Whether you desire the timeless allure of one of our hand-selected engagement rings, or you'd like to custom design the perfect ring, visit us today and let our experts guide you in finding the ring of her dreams, because love deserves the best. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where love sparkles.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops or any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It's go time all the time. Sports talk around the clock.
Oh my gosh!
Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back into the doghouse. You're riding along with the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm David Hayes, along with the coach's daughter, Leanne Schwartzentruber, and Caveman Rick, which you're going to have to keep your mic muted for the rest of this period, if you don't mind. We do have Alan Watson in the building with us. He is the owner of Golf Plus. Alan, what's going on, my friend?
I'm just trying to figure out why Caveman Rick is so angry. And I also
we can ask him. We'll allow him to unmute his mic. Caveman Rick, why are you so angry?
I'm not angry.
Oh, okay. Well, that was.
I was just spewing facts earlier, about our Chiefs and.
I know. Well, when I came in the studio, there was like this volume level, and then it just kept getting louder and louder. It felt like that time that I was substitute teaching for a bunch of third graders, and the volume started out at a certain level, and then by the end of class, it felt like I was on the field at an Alabama football game, with 100,000 people yelling.
Right, except for this guy's throwing batteries at the referees, and it's like, hey, this isn't Philly, bro.
I think it's awesome that you're so passionate, Rick. I really do.
Appreciate that, man.
I think that all sports fans should be. Oh, wait, they pretty much are.
But
not that passionate. I don't think it even. Are you feel like you're that passionate? You ring your little.
You've never watched me watch a game.
I have. I've heard about that, and I had to leave very shortly after that. No doubt about that. Luke Clanton is a golfer for FSU golf team. Do you think he gets his PGA Tour card this week at the Cognizant Classic?
That's really hard. I mean, we obviously saw last year with, and I just blanked on his name, but the guy from Alabama that played really well, won an event, and then went pro. It does happen from time to time. You have your Jordan Spieth and your Justin Thomases that you come along every now and then that kind of just explode out of college. Good luck to the young man. I hope he does well. Interesting, we had at the Cognizant first round, we had a golfer shoot 59, which is like the ultimate, like that's the holy grail for golf is 59 in competition. And interestingly enough, he had 12 birdies, which takes me about 5 or 6 rounds to get 12 birdies. He did it in one day, no bogeys. So a really clean card, unbelievable. Usually when somebody shoots 59 on tour, they have like an eagle here or there, something to get a little extra stroke. His was all birdies from what I saw, 12 of them, unbelievable. But anyway, as far as the FSU goes, I mean, hopefully it works out. This kind of goes back to what we talked about 1,000 times, and I'll quit boring everybody with this. But until Live goes away, if it does, which I don't care one way or the other, but until that happens, and until we reunite all the best golfers in the world, there's going to be room for some of these other guys to make it onto the tour quicker and to try to make a living. And good for them, bad for golf fans.
Yeah, that's a good
Do you think
point.
President Lincoln would have intervened here at this point?
Some president needs to intervene. Somebody in the ruling body needs to be like, all right, because I mean, I
play golf every 5 days of the week.
I mean, it's just not. I'm a golfer. I'm a golf fan. I mean, this is what I do for a living is work in the golf industry, and yet I can't stand to watch much of the televised golf that's out there because it's so diluted at this point. I mean, it's like watching the Olympics when all the other countries are putting their professionals out there, but we as Americans are putting amateurs out there because it's like we have this rule.
It's like 1980 all over again.
Yeah, and it's like the NBA is the only time we send professionals is in basketball for the Olympics. It's like, what is going on here? Like, we have professional athletes.
We can do this, guys. If y'all actually would like to do it, we can win.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I honestly almost expected it to happen when they announced golf was going into the Olympics. I almost expected them to be like, and it's going to be capped at 22 years old, amateurs only, and then there's, guys on the outside going, yeah, but we do this for a living. So anyway, whatever. I digress.
At the golf course, and it's a 90-degree day, right? What do you do? Not you personally, but if you're a regular normie person and it's a 90-degree day, 90-degree rule, and no one else on the course is following it, is it acceptable at that point if everyone else is going off course and staying on the course, or do you follow the rules?
Yeah, so what we're talking about is, if you're not necessarily a golfer, is when the weather has been bad, a lot of times the courses will put a 90-degree rule in place, meaning that we're going to drive our golf cart on the course. If we're walking, it's fine. We're going to be on the golf cart path. Yeah. We're not going to leave the cart path, and then we're going to pull up to relatively where our ball is and walk straight across to it. It slows it down a little bit. Obviously, it drives people crazy and it frustrates people. But that's just the best thing to do to preserve the golf course, because if it's soaking wet out there and you drive your car, you're going to rip it all up. But now I play by the rules because being in the golf industry and having some privileges that come along with that, a lot of times the courses have, helped us out with the cost or whatever. And so the last thing I'm going to do is be rude and tear up their golf course. But yeah, I've been playing with some guys who maybe were a little older, maybe had some mobility issues, and they're like, oh, damn, I'm driving around. And I'm like, whoa, Grandpa, like, you can't drive up.
Whoa, Grandpa, Grandpa, this is not bad Sienna right now.
Yeah, you can't drive up on the green. It's a real issue. Luckily, I mean, I would say it doesn't happen too much around here. It actually does happen quite a bit around here because of the fact that we have so many days in the summer where we just have those quick rains and then it's gone. But it's going to happen anywhere that you play golf, and the biggest thing is just learning to carry 3 or 4 clubs with you and having a rangefinder so that you get a rough idea of what you're going to need. Then you go to the spot, because the worst thing is once you get there, if you don't have the club you want, you're not walking all the way back.
Yeah. See, I'm a person like, I don't care if I've got a 3-wood and I'm supposed to be hitting a freaking 7-iron. I'm going to just take 70% off of that 3-wood and I'm just going to hit it the way that it needs to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've all done that. So, but yeah, 90-degree rule is just something to keep the course in shape, obviously.
Now, these are some questions that I got from Jay Henley, who is the golf pro over there at Bay Point. So you guys can just go to golfwithjayhenley.com, get you some lessons. But how does turning a grip clockwise with your top hand help with preventing a slice?
That's a deep question.
Deep.
Okay, wait, because I'm trying to figure out how you said that. So,
All right,
you mean turning your hand on the grip or actually turning the grip?
How does turning a grip clockwise with your top hand? So with your top hand, you're turning your grip clockwise, which would be right that way, or is that
clockwise? Would be
clockwise
this way. That would
be
open
this
the
way.
club face.
How does that with your top hand help with preventing a slice? It doesn't. So don't go get less. Oh, I'm sorry.
It should. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't really. Because I mean, when we're talking about preventing slice, we're generally talking about taking our left hand and rotating it clockwise, which would be the top hand.
Yeah,
that does make sense.
Okay,
it does make sense.
Okay.
I was thinking right hand, but yeah, left hand. I rotate that just to the right, where I can see 2 or 3 knuckles, and that's what we call a strong grip. And now all of a sudden, that allows the club to rotate through, and that does minimize slice for a lot of people. So yes, he's right, but it's just a matter of the hand rotation and what it does to the arms and the position and all that. Because when you have a weak grip, which is where my hand's more neutral this way and the knuckles are facing to the left and not up to the sky, now that weak grip doesn't allow for the same rotation and generally leaves the club face open at impact. So that's the difference. So I'm trying to allow for the club face to actually get square at impact.
So for the millions of people who hit slices out there, what percentage wise do you think it would be that they could fix their slice just with their grip?
Probably 25 or 30% is all, because a lot of the reason why people slice is because of an over-the-top swing, which has nothing to do with the hands, although the hands can fix it. But like we had a gentleman in the store the other day, and he had a very outside-in swing where he's swinging way over the top. It almost looks like a fishing cast, but with the golf club. And when that's happening, man, I mean, there's so many things that are going wrong that, yes, you want to fix the hands. Yes, you want to fix the feet. Yes, you want to fix the club position, ball position, all that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And you're absolutely right. Go see Jay Henley. I actually went to play at Bay Point a couple of weeks ago. Was not having a lot of fun. I texted Jay because I had seen him right before the round. I said, "Hey man, I obviously need a lesson." He said, "No, you just need to play more golf."
How much did he charge you for that?
He's clearly leaving room in his calendar. Clearly leaving room in his calendar for paying customers, and didn't want to help me. So
that's great.
But anyway.
Oh my goodness.
I love Jay.
Does a wider stance help create stability?
It does, but there's a break point, like a lot of things in sports. A lot of things in sports are do this up into a certain point, right? I demonstrate this for people all the time in the store. If I'm standing with my feet together and I ask you to try to push me over, it will be very easy to push me over. If I put my feet, 6 inches past shoulder width apart and you try to push me over, it's going to be much, much harder. So a wider base leads to stability and all that. That being said, with the golf swing, our feet should only be just slightly wider than shoulder width apart, depending on our height and the way we rotate and all that, because if I get too wide, now I can't rotate my hips, right? Mm-hmm. So if you imagine, going up for a rebound in basketball and landing with your feet relatively close together, I can now immediately start to run. But if I was to go up for a rebound and landed with my feet almost in the splits wide, I wouldn't be able to start running, right?
I'd have to be able to walk.
I'd have to reset myself first, right? So there's like I said, there's always good and then there's too far, But yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, there we go. All right. Well, TGL's been going on nicely. Do you think that
playoffs are going on now?
Is it playoffs?
Just
already at this point?
Pretty much.
Well, what do you think the advantageous spot was for them bringing in Tony Finau for just one round?
Yeah, I didn't understand all that stuff. I don't understand what's going on with that. I'm trying to follow it, but it's confusing. And again, I'm still going back to what I said a few weeks ago on the show, which is, this is somehow going to interfere with. I mean, obviously, if we're in playoffs, then that means we're almost done. Yada yada, and the season for golf is really kicking off. But then, they've built this facility. Are they not planning on using it? For the next several months? Is it just going to
be a testing facility at that point, right?
I guess so. I'm just confused by this whole situation. I think that TGL is great for what it is. There's some good entertainment value to it. It seems like it's kind of divided golfers. kind of like Live and PGA Tour have. It's kind of like people are really thinking it's great, and then other people are like, nah, it's not really golf, and they'll point to the misfires of the machines and things like that and say, oh, it's not good. I'm there for entertainment value, I guess, but I would much rather see these guys on the golf course playing.
Yeah, me too. I've tried to watch it. I just haven't been able to get into it.
I mean,
what's been your biggest issue with it?
Well, they're not outside, for starters.
I like how there's. I don't like there's no wind. Like
no
I've
wind.
seen, it's like how is that conducive to playing like for real out there?
Yeah,
you have all these messed up like they're playing like on a hole that's got lava around it and all this kind of jazz. But like every video game I've played since I was like a kid, there's been wind has been a mitigating factor, and you have to judge for that. And like, why are they not doing that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, outdoors playing real golf, you do, especially professionals. They're not only dealing with wind, which is a great point, Rick. They're also dealing with humidity and air quality in terms of, obviously Colorado's different than Tennessee, right? Air quality, how far the ball flies. There's just so many factors. Different kinds of grasses, right, are different from the West Coast to the East Coast. So it's definitely an easier overall, which again, it's entertainment value, so whatever. But I mean, I feel like I'm watching them practice. I don't feel like I'm watching them play, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. How much does the humidity, what kind of a factor is that in the game of golf?
Yeah, so it affects the golf ball because of the thickness of the air. So the ball can only travel so much through moisture and things like that. So there's a factor there. And again, the average golfer is not going to calculate that, because if from 75 yards, if from 75 yards, your only hope is to get it on the green, forget getting it near the hole, versus a Phil Mickelson who's trying to calculate getting it inside 10 feet or something, then now all of a sudden air quality matters. I remember when Bryson a few years ago, before he got super famous, he was already famous, but before he got super YouTube famous, there was a video of him spraying water onto the golf balls, or I think his caddy was doing it in between shots. He was using the Foresight quad like we use to test, the ball distance, and he had gone to an event. He was, I guess, expecting rain maybe, so he was having his caddy spray the balls with water before he would hit each shot on the range to practice, to notice how different the yardages were versus what his stock yardages were, right? So, and especially that'll happen when you put new clubs in the bag, so maybe you put new wedges in the bag, so those should create more spin than your old worn-out wedges, but then moisture adds another element, right? So there's just a lot to it that on a professional level is a one step or two steps or maybe 10 steps further than we actually calculate when we're out playing with our buddies drinking beer on Saturday, right?
Hey, well, we can drink beer Monday through Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. But with that being said, what is the product that we are loving at Golf Plus?
We just got a big shipment in yesterday, and we've been pricing them and putting them out and getting everything in the computer. Black Clover, just an amazing lifestyle brand. They've been around for about 10 years or so now. You see the hats with the clover on the front, says "Live Lucky" on the side. That's kind of their catchphrase, and they're in the golf space, but they're not just a golf brand. They're a lifestyle brand. So we got all new hats in from them for men and women. Some great looking, really beachy, tropical, fun stuff that we got that I bought intentionally for the beach, and then also some of their classic colors combinations and things, red, white, and blues, and navies and blacks and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of fun new hats, new T-shirts as well from them. They do really great T-shirts. That will probably be more in the Dothan store. I don't think we're going to have, we don't have the space here. But anyway, yeah, so Black Clover, restock, really excited about that because I know guys like you that love hats.
Love hats, man.
Yeah.
Y'all have such a phenomenal selection of hats over there at Golf Plus.
So many hats, and we just got in new hats from Vice Golf the other day. We've got hats from Titleist, lots of different collegiate color combination hats that are really great. And then now this Black Clover. I mean, this is the biggest shipment of hats I've ever ordered from any one company. Massive boxes. So really excited about that.
So go buy them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Golf Plus hat that you got me, the Dothan Golf Plus hat, that hat is one of my favorites. I was wearing it yesterday. Yeah. And then there's a Mizuno hat with a white rope. That's my
There's
next
a lot
one.
of rope stuff in right now. We got a lot of rope still hot right now.
It's hot, ain't it?
It's hot, and it's a good trend. And, I don't want to tell you guys what to do, but really what you want to do is buy multiple new hats. That way you don't get them dirty as often. on.
That's right.
And also, one other thing really quickly, we got in a bunch of really cool hat caddies, which are great to keep 4 or 5 hats in. So that way in the car, they're not getting stomped on, they're not getting dirty, whatever. We got a bunch of hat caddies.
That one I'm going to need because there's so many times, especially when I'm not staying at my normal place, where it's kind of nice to have something like that. So I got to see you for that. There's no doubt about that.
Flat caps? You got anything like that over there?
Flat caps.
Flat bills have not.
Is that what you're even meaning now?
No, I'm talking about like the old school, like derby style, like a Kangol or something like that, but not that brand.
Those come in.
So to look like you're like from 1965 or something.
Well, Bryson used to wear those when he first came out on tour.
Yeah.
Bryson used to wear those.
Yeah.
We call them Hogan caps. Payne Stewart used to wear them. Unfortunately, Rick, that is a style that comes and goes. So every 5 to 10 years, it'll have a resurgence, and a bunch of companies will make them. Right now, nobody's really making them much, which tells me that they don't think it's in fashion, right? In other words, I can only buy what's available to buy, and they're not available right now, at least not from the normal companies. Okay. So that tells me that it's a little. But if Bryson was still wearing it, as popular as he is, then they would be popular right now. But he's back to wearing a baseball cap.
Hey.
So.
There you go. Follow Bryson DeChambeau on YouTube.
Yeah, because he needs your follow.
Yeah. But I was going to, parlay that into, make sure to go check out Golf Plus right over there. Shops at Edgewater, right next door to Firefly. And if you're a baseball cap connoisseur, as myself, you will not be disappointed. If you're a golfer, you're definitely not going to be disappointed because that is the place to go. If you're going to Dick's, if you're going, I'm just going to shout them out. Not shout them out, but block them out. If you're going to Dick's, if you're going to Walmart, if you're going to name the spot that you're going to get your golf clubs, stop it right now. You're in Panama City. Again, we've talked about supporting small businesses. You have a small business here in this area that caters to your golfing needs, and you're not going there? Should you even be playing golf in this area? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back with our trivia segment of the afternoon.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Hello, John.
This
John,
is ridiculous.
Listen, I would not be making what you do.
They desecrate the national anthem and boo us.
Well, they did. That is a fact, and you know why. You know what their premise was.
We're not going to put up with here in this country anymore, Paul. Over and out.
Okay.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 70 and a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze out of the north and a temperature of 54. About the same tomorrow, around 67 with sunshine and a wind coming out of the northwest around 7 miles per hour. Sunny Saturday, a light breeze and quite warm around 68. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
Bendian's Best Moves is a local moving company in Panama City, providing reliable services to the families and businesses in our community. Coveted for the long list of services they provide, experts at what they do, and they do it all from start to finish. The pros at Bendian's Best Moves have moved doctors, attorneys, pastors, schools, small businesses, the federal government, and they can move you too. For the best moving experience, it's Bendian's Best Moves. Call now, 850-583-0814.
Hometown Sports Talk from hometown hosts.
People are loving it.
We're live and local. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs.
Are you kidding me?
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome
Welcome back. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, hosted by the coach's daughter, Leanne Schwartzentrooper. I'm David Hayes, just here for S&Gs, and we also have Caveman Rick, who's... I'm
just here for the hate.
Well, no, your blood pressure has came down in the last segment. That's what we've been told.
Well, I haven't been talking about stuff. Alan's been doing all the talking.
Right. Well, he does a great job doing that. Is there anything that you have any issues with? I mean, we can therapize here.
I can go on for days about stuff I got issues with, but we don't need to get into that here.
Well, let's dive into it. I feel like live therapy is probably something that the people need here in Panama City.
Nah, I'm good. I don't need to be psychoanalyzed here live on the radio.
Yeah, me either.
Okay.
I don't want to participate in that.
If you would like to be psychoanalyzed, call in right now, 850-215-6290. I need some hours for my analyzation here with random patients. So 850-215-6290. We will psychoanalyze you in the non-professional way here on the Afternoon Underdogs. Christopher Multicante says Cam Ward. So he would like to be
Cam Ward needs psychoanalyzed?
No, he's just saying he's a big Miami fan. Well, I would think that he's a Miami fan, but he thinks that he's going to come and save the NFL.
Cam Ward?
Well, let's talk about how you feel about this. Let's get into our feelings.
No feelings. That's not the first name I think about to save the NFL. But
well, who is your first name that you think about that saves the NFL? And why is it Shedeur Sanders?
How did you know I was going to say that?
Come on now, I'm a mind reader. Why do you think I'm in? Why do you think I'm trying to save people's lives right now?
Wait a minute, let me explain myself. Because first of all, I don't think any one person, any one athlete is going to change the NFL. Okay, because this is a team sport. It's not an individual sport. This is not golf. This has team. There's other people on the team. One person just is not going to suddenly lead the masses to victory.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence was the last generational talent that we had that pretty much got drafted, yes? And what's he saved in the NFL?
What about Caleb Williams? Are we not considering Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams, overrated.
Generational. I agree with you in overrated. However, he was treated as a generational talent before Sean Payton even had a head coaching job. He was on the Dan Patrick Show saying he is a generational talent at quarterback.
Fine. He's only been in the league for a short while.
I will tell you this much: Sean Payton has more experience than the three of us combined.
The three of us.
Good for him.
It is good for him.
He was out of the league
for a while. Johnny Manziel was, it was all about Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel had a problem, okay?
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is everybody thought he was going to translate over to do well in the NFL, and if I go back and find it somewhere on
you're not going to be able to because lies don't show up.
But I said the kid is not going to make it. And look where he is.
Look for your quarterback commentary coming soon from Leanne Schwartzentrooper. Caveman Rick, your issues with, I don't even know what we're talking about, Cam Ward or Caleb Williams right now?
Neither.
I think the problem with both of you guys is you don't like the fact that their first name starts with C and their last name starts with W.
No, I really didn't like the CW, to be honest with you. So yeah, maybe it's
really because I'll tell you what, the Xfinity Series races on the XW, or on the CW. You know what else does?
No, because I don't watch the CW.
Well, no, they moved on. They've moved on to the to Fox Sports, so I can't say that. But I will come up with something else, and I will exasperate it until the end of my days here today.
That's fine. You can all you want. I'm still not going to watch the CW.
Okay. Well, don't do that, man, and don't watch anything else good on what was it? Not the Green Lantern, but like the Arrowhead or Archer or something like that. It was like some Arrow guy.
No, Archer. I thought wasn't that on FX?
I feel like that was on CW.
I don't know. Probably the reruns, maybe, but the original series, no.
I think CW was like one of the only channels that was on after the hurricane.
The CW is like what you watch when nothing else is on and nothing else is coming through your TV. That works.
Johnny Yankee says. Johnny Yankee Seed says you don't have enough time in the day to figure me out. Well, if you call in, we will try to figure it out. Chef Ross says don't forget to vote Caveman for mosquito commissioner.
I'll take those mosquitoes out, yo.
Y'all, when I first moved here and I got into real estate, and we were having this thing.
You were trying to run for mosquito commissioner?
No, I'm saying they were explaining different things about taxes and all that, and I kept looking at what that one position was for that area, and it was something mosquito, and I was like, and so I thought, okay, that's the person that's over all the mosquito trucks, right? Mm-hmm. No, that's what that district's called. Now, why is it called that? I would like to
Wait, hold on. You're saying that we don't really have a mosquito commissioner? You're saying that the district is called Mosquito District?
It's the area is what it is.
Hold up. 850-215-6290. Making sure that Leanne is in line right now before we get her talking about college basketball. Speaking of college basketball, Carrie Miller from the Bleacher Report is going to be joining us at 5:20 this afternoon. And your trivia question is very easy this afternoon. The official state bird of Georgia was the mascot for what Atlanta NHL hockey team that played from 1999 until 2011? The official state bird of Georgia was the mascot for what Atlanta NHL hockey team that played from 1999 until 2011? Don't give me the answer.
So that bird's extinct now, huh?
Could be. I mean, I haven't checked Google
the
lately.
Team, well, I'm just saying the team's not in Atlanta no more.
The team is not in Atlanta.
They're defunct and they're, extinct. So there you go.
Well, let's find out if that team is extinct. 850-215-62. Now they're the daggone Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so there is that. But now I got to find out.
Because I remember when they were there, and I cannot remember what their name was.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I mean, it looks like the bird is not extinct by any means and still doing just well, thriving or thrashing, if you will, right here in our area. 850-215-6290 is the number to call. We're going to get into the coach's daughter corner coming up next. Then at 5:20, we are going to have Carrie Miller joining us to talk a little college basketball. Gator Jamie is riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. Gator Jamie, I know that you're probably playing trivia with us, but tell us how it felt the other night to have the Bulldogs trample over the number 3 Florida Gators.
Oh, well, thanks for leading with that one. I'm going to be honest with you. Football season has ended, and it's not March yet, so for me, basketball season hasn't really started. So I really didn't pay attention to it. So I didn't really know about it until you brought that pain into my life. I appreciate it.
Hey, well, there you go, man. Now let's play a little trivia here.
He's here for you, Jamie. David's just here for you, buddy.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to keep you on top of things, and normally birds are on top of the clouds that we're looking at. The official state bird of Georgia was the mascot for what Atlanta NHL hockey team that played from 1999 up until 2011?
That'd be the Thrashers.
That would be correct. Is that right?
I think so.
You think so? Leanne thinks it's right. We're going to go to the judges real quick, and Leanne's the judge. She says she thinks so we can't really, we don't know. We don't know. Our judge says that she thinks, no, you're 100% correct, Gator Jamie. Thanks so much for the call, my friend. You just won, you play golf, don't you?
Not very well.
All right, well, then we're going to switch it up. Instead of going with a Golf Plus certificate, we're going to go with a $25 to Major Smokehouse gift certificate.
Oh, there. Yeah, I do barbecue well.
Yeah, my friend. You got Cooper Moss and Eli Blair heading over there to the Florida Gators, but they're not there yet. What are you thinking about this year's Florida Gator baseball team?
Well, we're always going to be good in baseball. I mean, I hope we do well, and I hope those the youngsters there. Are they definitely going to Gainesville?
They're committed. Yeah,
been drafted yet?
They're committed for sure.
Okay, so I didn't know if they went through the draft process with MLB, if they maybe get a bigger check. I don't know how it works out, but yeah, man, I wish those guys luck. Got 2 studs coming from Bay County. That's fantastic.
There you go, man. Well, Gator Jamie, as always, so great to hear from you, and we look forward to seeing from you soon.
Yeah, like I said, I hadn't been in the sports much since my Commanders.
Me neither.
Got dog walked by the Eagles, so I've been kind of licking my wounds.
It happens.
So, Yeah, it does, and I don't like it though.
I don't like it either. Really, since the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I've been thinking about just throwing the towel in myself.
You gotta just do it. I'll just keep watching.
I was so mad at that Super Bowl because I was like, "Come on, Chiefs! I got to cheer for the Chiefs. Anybody but the Eagles." And then they laid a big giant egg. So
yeah, man, how'd that feel? 2 weeks in a row. Well, 3 weeks, I guess, in a row technically, and you're sitting there and you're just sick to your stomach.
Well, you can't lie. You can't deny them. They put it together when it counted.
Yeah, but I mean,
they didn't just win. They beat them down.
Man, we curb stomped them.
I feel like watching the Eagles do anything good and then watching their fans afterwards just makes me sick.
The only thing that saves it, Dave, is you can't help but cheer for Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley.
Exactly.
That's true. You got some good ones there. Then you got A.J. Brown over there who buys a mannequin. Oh, man.
Likes to read books.
He does like to read books.
The reading
just
rainbow.
like who was it in the NBA that liked to read books? Was it Wemby? I believe it was Wemby over the All-Star break who was reading a book, and Jokic gave him some. Yeah, exactly. Gave him some trash about reading a book, and then next thing you know, Wemby's over there dealing with some deep vein thrombosis in his shoulder. So, anyways.
Leaning up on his elbow, reading in bed.
Exactly. Facts. I think the moral of the story here is you just can't trust Eagles fans. I think that's what the.
Don't read books.
And don't read books. Unless it's the Bible. Can we agree on that one, though? Gator Jamie, read the Bible?
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, then. We'll agree on that one, and we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for the call, Gator Jamie.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
All right, right there. And that's one of those things where, call in and give Caveman Rick some absolute trash.
And I'll give it right back to you, baby.
No, don't listen to him. Hang up after you say hang up after you talk the trash to him because he doesn't deserve a response.
You mean like the Trashers we were just talking about in the trivia question? The team that was so great, they only lasted for like 12 years?
They lasted? What's the Flyers doing right now? What's the Flyers doing?
Still in Philadelphia for their whole entire existence.
But they should be gone.
Atlanta tried.
They should be somewhere in Canada.
Atlanta
if we're being
tried
honest.
2 times with hockey
They should
teams.
be. They're not no Tampa Bay Lightning or Florida Panthers.
Sure, we are. We're better than y'all.
Better.
Yes,
better
sir.
at losing. Absolutely.
Get out of here.
Come on. No, I'm right here.
This team
I'm
has
standing
more
right here.
wins and a better history than the
Better
Tampa
history.
Bay. Yeah.
A history of losing.
Whatever, dude.
I mean, that's just facts,
That's
brother.
not facts.
Come
We've
on.
been to the Stanley Cup
Let's
Finals
talk the
more
truth.
times than you have. Let's talk the
You've
truth.
been there, but you ain't won it.
We won 2 times.
What? 1, 2 times.
Been there 11 times total. How many times you been to
How
the
many
final?
times you lost there? How many times you lost there? Tell me.
7.
Okay. Listen there. This guy likes losing more than he likes winning. You guys are right
My
with
team
the
has a richer
Afternoon
history than your team.
Underdogs.
Sorry, buddy.
A richer history. My goodness. Only broke people
More
would say
Stanley,
something like that.
more Stanley Cup
850
appearances, more Hall of Famers.
More complainers and more battery throwers and more
And
Santa
they'll beat your
haters.
team's
and
rear end any day of the week.
back when they were good, when they thought they were good, they might have, but right now where they stand, they're sick of themselves. John Tortorella's like, can I get another job at like a Goodwill hockey team?
We need new ownership ever since our owner died.
Exactly. You need. What I need is callers right now. 850-215-6290.
Need another hockey team.
Let's go Lightning. Let's go Bolts. 850-215-6290. Coming up next is the Coach's Daughter Corner with Leanne Schwartzentruber, the Coach's Daughter.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the Man Cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 70 and a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze out of the north and a temperature of 54. About the same tomorrow, around 67 with sunshine and a wind coming out of the northwest around 7 miles per hour. Sunny Saturday, a light breeze and quite warm around 68. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Billburn Kia during the President's Day sale going on all month long. Are you looking for a fuel-efficient SUV that doesn't compromise on style, comfort, and performance? Stop in today at Billburn Kia and let our team put you behind the wheel of your new Kia. Billburn Kia is now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Billburn Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillburnKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $1,748 per month per $1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. See dealer for complete detail. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/3/25.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. Doing what other stations can't. The Afternoon Underdogs is live and local. 850-215-6290.
When you've completed dialing, listen for the ringing signal.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's hour number 2 of the Afternoon Underdogs, and this is ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for select Orlando Magic games coming up tonight. The Warriors and the Magic tip-off coming at 6 p.m. right after the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm David Hayes, along with the coach's daughter. Introduce yourself.
I'm Leanne Swartzentruber with Team MVP Epic Realty, and I can help you find a house, buy a house, sell a house, make an investment, whatever you want to do. Interest rates, thank goodness, are coming down.
And there you go. And the more that you spend with her, the more that you spend with the team with the MVP of real estate. Is that not correct?
Yeah. MVPofrealestate.com. Go check it out.
And then we have the troll behind the bridge, Caveman Rick, who is big on the Philadelphia. What are they? The Philadelphia Losers? Oh, no.
We're sorry. The Flyers, baby.
The F was silent. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Look at yours, man. The Ning.
Yeah.
Rain Cloud.
Stanley Cup champions 2 out of 3 years. And the Stanley Cup for 3 years straight.
And we're back-to-back champs. We went 3 years in a row.
Back when they played hockey with, here you go, put the puck in the net.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right, but there was no goalies. There was no goalies.
There's always been goalies there, bud.
Not at y'all's time. For 3 years, I don't know if you remember this or not. You might have been a little too young, but they removed goalies.
No,
just for the Philadelphia Flyers.
That is incorrect, my friend.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And here you are spewing all these lies to all these people.
I don't want to spread lies, but you guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdog. Chef Ross says, "Man, I miss old school and 3.5 man. I mean, G-man." It's, you know who I do miss, Chef though? Ross? I do miss old school, though. I do miss old school. I mean, I miss having G-Man around as well.
I miss Greg. I miss Tim.
Yeah,
Boston Tim was that guy, he's something else.
Teams were.
What's that?
We knew who his teams were. As long as it was out of Boston, I don't care if it was college, if it was what sport it was, anything.
Oh, yeah, you guys are talking about the Boston Marathon. You know I got my favorite run over
I've
here.
Been there, he's a man who's done a lot of different exciting things in his life.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all should go over there and see Mr. Eddie's for Boston Tim's purposes, because that's my friend.
That's right.
That's how we feel about it. Exactly. I went there a time or two ago, and they cut all my hair off. But you know,
is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. I blame Mr. Eddie's. Honestly, guys, I'm bald, so I cut my own hair. But if you didn't know that, you haven't been listening for a long enough time.
I'm not bald, and I don't usually get a haircut.
Yeah,
I'd rather go to the dentist than get a haircut, honestly.
Not me.
I
hate a haircut.
Much rather go to the haircutting place.
No, not me. I hate haircuts with a passion.
What?
Oh, yeah, I always have. My parents ruined me when I was a kid.
Where they give you the bowl cut?
Hold on.
No, I just never
we're diving into therapy.
I never got to decide, like what I was wanting to have. It was always like my mom telling them, do this, do that, cut it this way. And then I got to sit in the chair. And then, of course, when you go, a lot of times, the person cutting your hair wants to interrogate you, ask you a bazillion questions. And I'm like, yo, just cut it and get it over with. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
How did that make you feel?
Miserable.
But let's dive a little deeper. Why did it make you feel miserable? Because what I'm understanding, what I'm feeling from you, I am okay. Listen, the animosity is not needed here.
It's not animosity.
Okay,
it's pure hate.
That's a difference. That's a whole different level.
Okay, let's dive into the pure hate. Okay, what I'm feeling from you is something that's on my Richter scale, kind of distributing different factors. Okay.
You can't measure this on the Richter scale, yo.
I can't. And
No, you
most
can't.
of the people listening can't.
That's your problem as a therapist, not listening to your person that's just talking to you.
I said I can't, okay? All right. So I need you to listen to me, okay, buddy?
You need to speak up.
All right.
Yes.
I'm trying to be nice to you right now. Okay? All right, so with that being said, what hurt you so bad about the haircut in place?
Just told you, I don't like a haircut. You know?
But no,
I thought this was my corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is the coach's daughter corner. I'm going to shut the heck up, and we're going to just let Leanne loose. What do you want to
All right,
talk
Sigmund
about?
Freud.
That's what I'm trying to beat today. I thought y'all got that from the beginning of the episode.
Now let's talk about Justin Tucker, the kicker for the Ravens.
Oh, Lord.
The toucher.
Yes,
Justin Tucker.
the toucher.
Now we need to go right back into therapy.
However,
how did it make you feel when you were touching them in that
your head with this sheet of paper? He is just definitely majorly denying it, and it's in 19.
Wait, he's denying it?
Yes.
So did Deshaun.
Yeah,
and so did, anyway, so a lot of other people have too. But his wife is like saying she believes him.
Oh, she believes him?
So it's a love-hate relationship. Loves the money, hates the husband.
Was she involved?
No, this had to do with, there were, I think it was 19. Was it 19 different massage therapists that came forward with accusations?
At least 16.
Yeah, at least 16. And he is, like I said, just straight up denying anything about anything.
Over or under, he gets more accusations than Deshaun Watson.
23 for Deshaun, right?
Yeah, I thought it was close to 24, so
I thought it was 25, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, y'all give me the number and I'll
happens,
ride with it.
There's always the possibility, I mean, let's be honest, that it's someone going after money because they know this is a professional athlete. That
Ladies first here, ladies first here.
I'm just saying that's happened, and in the end you find out, okay, no, it didn't happen, and the lady was coming forward, or the female, but that's not to say it's like that every time.
I mean, obviously we don't know what's actually going on. I think that if Justin Tucker was a quarterback, this situation would be totally different. But the fact that he's a kicker,
24 for Deshaun. He settled 23 of the 24.
All right.
Wow.
What about for Justin Tucker? So while we're waiting on those numbers, I do believe it's 16.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the look. More than likely, Justin Tucker is not going to be employed by the Baltimore Ravens next year.
16. Leanne's on the money.
All right.
And they were from different massage therapy clinics. It wasn't just all from one place.
My biggest thing of this is like, hello, bro. You have a lot of money, and there is a lot of ways that you could have went about this and gotten your desired...
It's called prostitution. Sorry. Just saying. But I mean, like, there's, like I said, other ways, man. Like, come on, man.
Stop me real quick. I mean, facts, right? Like,
facts,
if you want to go to that direction, there is that. However,
I
guess
paying for it.
It's legal in some places.
I guess what I'm getting at though is like, as much as it's just like prostitution, go straight that way. But what if they just wanted a massage with a ending that was happy? All right, then you go to
Robert Kraft knows.
Yeah, Robert Kraft.
I was talking about that earlier, and nothing happened to him either.
Well, he's a
lot
billionaire.
more money than a lot more money than what
the Justin Tucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Money talks.
Funny. The reason why I'm glad that we're bringing this up though is because it's one of those things that you were talking about Deshaun Watson, but you're not talking about Justin Tucker, and it's like, bro, like seriously, if you think that Justin Tucker is on our or on our radar, and like we care about his the Ravens were already ready to get rid of him. I feel like had the man kicked well, this last year, we're probably not even hearing about these things.
Yeah, he must have had some kind of injury because a lot of those kicks were going left. So I think there was something there. Maybe he didn't get enough massages.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, change the subject.
Well, you brought the subject.
I know, and we talked about it. So there you go. No, I just wanted to. I already talked about Izzo though with that major game. That was an exciting game. But as far as my Bulldogs are concerned,
Izzo's my Nizzo.
I like him. Okay. He's like 70. I don't know if he's over 70. Maybe he is 70. But anyway, he is a great coach. And the beauty of it to me is that he's not doing it the NIL way. He's kind of like a Dabo Sweeney saying, I can do this without the NIL and paying these kids. And it's working for them. And he retains players. They're not just like one and done. They're actually staying. And that says something about him. But he's the only one that's left.
Not to go off the rails or nothing here, but Michigan State, with all the problems they have, are they able to do stuff like that? Or are they still
Michigan State, Bruce, what do you say?
Just saying.
I don't know, but his what would you call reputation is not. I mean, he's stayed clean. Izzo is just a good guy. He's
as
a
far
hard
as you
worker.
know.
Well, that's what everybody else is saying. Have you ever heard him in the news for anything bad?
Not yet.
I mean, have we heard about you for anything in the news that's bad?
Allegedly, no.
Allegedly, no, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that here first. Allegedly, no. You can call or text 850-215-6290. Now, the other night, I believe it was Tuesday evening, Mississippi State had a little date in basketball. What happened?
The other team came out. That's what happened. We are like two different teams. We're either really good, the losing team.
Well, who was the winning team?
The team that won.
Gotcha.
What I'm saying
I just so
is
happen
we are
to be
so
wearing their regalia.
Yeah, whatever. I'm in denial. Okay? I'm not going to recognize.
It's a fine color on that hat. Just got the wrong letter on it.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I'll take that.
Exactly.
Just needs a P instead of an A.
Oh, what's that P stand for over there?
Winners.
Winners. Well, that's exactly what we know about Philly. They can't spell.
No, Mayor can't.
Yeah, definitely
She's
can't.
kind of a dope.
Yeah, the rest of y'all get it right there from her. EGLSES.
No, don't even try to mix that in there.
That's where we're at, though, bro. And you just brought yourself upon
everybody
it.
makes mistakes like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mayor's
she
a
did
dope.
it twice.
Yeah.
And Eagles fans. Eagles fans are probably top 10.
The best fans out there.
Top 1 worst fans that ever subscribed. Tim Adams. Well, Caveman Rick, you're probably one of the worst. But Tim Adams, also pretty daggone bad. And really, any of you else that are listening right now and you like Philly fans in any capacity, 850-215-6290. I think you're all trash. I think you're white trailer trash.
I'll take a Philly fan in a fight over anybody else's fan.
Well, let's get it right now, bro. We got a room right there, dog.
I'm telling you. I'm just saying, dude.
I got a cowbell.
Me and you, bro.
I'll take
I
a
got
Philly fan.
tail wrist right now, and I'll get into it with you.
Yeah, I got a plate in my neck. I ain't scared.
All right, well, then I think that what we've realized is what we're going to do for the final segment of the afternoon is me and Caveman Rick are going to fight.
Duke it out. Yeah.
Not duke it out. We're just going to fight it out. Like, we're going to one of us is dying.
I've got a cowbell. Makes for a great weapon.
I'll bring he's dead.
You know
he's
what that's made of? You know how hard that
Wait, you're
thing
saying you're going to bop both of us on the head just
If
to
I
find
have
out?
to.
If I have
How about
to.
that, man? If we had that
gotta get
going
the
on,
peace going
you'd have
on in
Dave
here.
wearing the Alabama colors. I got my old school Philly colors, and then that cowbell. Mississippi State, same colors, man. We got the maroon on top of the maroon.
Yeah,
on top
all of us are wearing the same color, but we're in different gangs.
That's it. My colors don't run, yo.
I mean, neither do mine, but I tell you what, them run right through the daggum cow gardens.
Whatever. No, we're just not good. We're not consistent.
Where's Georgia at when you need her?
She's probably listening. She's probably already frustrated.
Georgia, do you know Coach Georgia, actually? I'm sorry for being so disrespectful towards you. 850-215-6290. I don't want to slap your mama, but I will slap your daughter. So,
wow.
That's why I have the cowbell.
And she will slap me right back. 850-215-6290 is what we're talking about here. Women's college basketball. Lots of upsets happening lately. Where are you at? Who do you think is the future national champion?
I don't know, because it's like no one. I mean, South Carolina now for however long has been so dominant, and they're still dominant. They're still good. They are a great basketball team, which was shocking that they got beat by 30-something points.
UConn beat them down.
And UConn is, UConn is UConn. They're always going to be winners, maybe not at the top. They hadn't been there. Tennessee still trying to claw their way back up, with Pat Summitt gone, and LSU, they're doing good. So it's almost kind of like it's leveled out at the top 4 or 5 teams. Notre Dame, I think they were ranked 1.
They were ranked 1 for a little bit, but then they lost. I believe it was last Sunday or so, and that's just kind of where we are with college basketball on the women's side of things. But do you think that it still has the same steam now that Caitlin Clark has gone to the WNBA?
I think it has more steam.
You got Angel.
I do. And the reason why is because she brought so much attention, and those people that got interested last year
I totally disagree with you.
No, they're talking about the numbers, and the people that are watching it is crazy high.
So you think that college basketball is in a better place now, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, I would love that if that was the case, but I just think that now you've got Angel Reese over there in the Unrivaled. You've got Caitlin Clark, who was the epitome of why these things happened. And I think without her, I do think that
these women are scoring over 100 points.
I don't think that that's what matters to guys, because I'll say this.
What I'm saying is,
and
they
I'll say
are
this.
falling.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
What I will say is, they are balling, right? It's not interesting.
Well, that's your opinion.
It is, but I think that I share that opinion with a lot of people.
No, it's interesting, though, when you see these teams like,
Oh, yeah? You've been watching?
Yep, highlights. I don't watch the games. But, I mean, when you do see these teams that have been playing pretty well, like South Carolina getting, dog walked, by UConn and stuff.
Those are the teams that I follow, though, are the teams that have been making waves.
But it's showing you parity now. Like, these teams aren't dominating. Like, you got a handful of teams that are actually... making waves and doing stuff instead of just being very top heavy with just one or two teams that are very dominant.
It's so true. And I like it when it's like that, because it gets
better
boring.
for the game overall.
Yeah. Like when UConn used to win all the time, it's gag me.
Yeah, with Coach
look at the men's game now. You got your team, Alabama's actually doing something.
But they're not going to
Pearl
win.
Came to Auburn.
I think Auburn. I think Duke,
Nate Oates is a fantastic.
He absolutely is. But it's not. I don't think that they're a winning type of team, because it's live and die by the 3. And so one time you die by the 3, when you're in the tournament, you've got to get through what? Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, right? Like, that means that your 3-point shooting has to be on point every time.
It's like the home run ball in baseball.
They call it March Madness.
Auburn is a better team for that, right? I think that Duke.
They have a lot of depth.
I think Duke is. I think Duke with Cooper Flag. Because you got to have your depth and you got to have your superstar. Yeah. Janai Broome for Auburn. My goodness, twice in a row.
Local, I know.
Exactly. I'm trying to bring local to you. But Janai Broome for Auburn, and then you have Cooper Flag for Duke. You have Mark Sears for Alabama, but it's just for them. Yeah, no, he's absolutely good. But the problem is can it be consistent if the 3 is not falling? With Auburn, they find a way. With Duke, even, they find a way. With Houston, they find a way. Like, there's other teams other than Alabama. Like, if Alabama's 3-point shooting is on, no one's beating them. No one. No one is touching Alabama if their 3-point shooting is on. With Auburn, their 3-point shooting's off, boom, we'll beat you inside. We'll beat you this way. And that's why I say, that's my thought process on it is when they get to this point, I think that it's more imperative that you have a multifaceted way of getting things done.
More weapons.
Yeah, more weapons for sure. Like, when it comes to college basketball right now, like Juju Watkins with SC, like when it comes, all right, one-sided, right? But you shut her down. Boom, you're good. That's why I think UConn wins it in girls' side of things, because Paige Buckets is like the focal points, but they have more ways of getting around it.
I just think Dawn Staley is just an exceptional coach, and she knows how to fire her girls up. I don't think that I think they'll be okay. Everybody has a bad game every now and then. They just hadn't had one in a long time.
Well, there you go. Johnny Yankee Seed says women don't jump out the rafters like the men do, and I've never seen any of these jump out the rafters.
Nobody jumps off the rafters. They're going to plummet to their death on the court.
I mean, Caveman Rick might.
I don't like dinosaurs.
I think if they're... We don't like dinosaurs.
Raptors are scary.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You guys have been riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up next, we're going to talk with someone who actually knows college basketball, Carrie Miller. And not saying that you don't, obviously. The coach's daughter.
More than the two you put together.
Combined, there's no doubt about that. We're not trying to take anything away from the coach's daughter, but we will have Carrie Miller. He is a writer for the Bleacher Report for men's college basketball when we get back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the home. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. Tonight there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, mostly clear skies and 54. Sunshine tomorrow morning, about the same at 65. In the afternoon and evening, sunny and a light breeze right around 7 miles per hour with a high of 67. About the same at 70 Saturday and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Brace yourself and strap in for the ultimate adrenaline rush.
It's showtime.
Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs, ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're back. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. And we will have Auburn Tiger basketball right here this evening, starting right after the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm David Hayes, along with Leanne Swartzentrooper, the coach's daughter, and Caveman Rick. Actually, we have Magic basketball tonight. They're taking on the Warriors at 6 p.m. But Carrie Miller is a basketball writer, college basketball and college football writer for the Bleacher Report. Carrie, how's it going? Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, Carrie.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thank you so much for giving us some of your time this afternoon. And with that being said, well, I was about to ask you a golf question right there. That would have thrown you way
I don't think I could answer that one.
Give me 3 teams that you think could legitimately win the title this year.
Oh, the 3 pretty clear favorites right now are Auburn, Duke, and Houston. If you give me those 3 against the field, I think I would take those 3. And I don't think that's usually the case. Usually it's like half a dozen or more, and even then it kind of feels like you're better off taking the bigger number of teams. But I think those 3 have really separated themselves, Duke and Auburn in particular.
Well, let's start with Auburn because we are an affiliate and we play their games right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. So what makes you think that Auburn kind of separates themselves from the other teams?
I mean, they've beaten just everything in their path. I mean, you look at, comparing Duke to Auburn, right? Duke is 6-3 against Quad 1, which is pretty good. 2 out of every 3, that's a strong. They're probably top 5 in the nation percentage-wise. Auburn is 15-2, which is just outrageously ahead of the pack. And I mean, it stems from what they do as a team. They're an very old team, aside from Tahad Pettiford, all seniors. They got 6 guys averaging double figures. They have one of the most efficient offenses in the nation. They're also an incredible shot blocking team. There's very few weaknesses to point to with Auburn, and even when they do have an off night, they're able to make up for it more often than not.
All right, well, we do enjoy hearing that right here on ESPN Northwest Florida with Auburn being an affiliate of ours. But also one of the other teams that you mentioned was Duke with Cooper Flagg, and that guy is something to behold of. What kind of a mesh of superstar with just having a great team do you need to come away with the Auburn obviously has their guy with Janai Broome, but with Duke and Cooper Flagg and the rest of the team that they have and the depth that they have, how big of a role is it, or how big of a reason is it to come away with the NCAA title while having a superstar like Cooper Flagg?
Usually when we have a superstar, they don't win, right? The Zion Williamson team from Duke 5-6 years ago, they didn't win at all. The Anthony Davis team for Kentucky in 2012, they were kind of the exception to that rule, but last year we saw Zach Edey with Purdue, they made it to the championship. Didn't quite win it, but obviously it helps to have a really good player on your team. And Duke has much more than just Cooper Flagg. They are dealing with some injuries right now. 2 key players dealing with knee injuries. That's something I'm definitely monitoring. Hopefully we'll have more information on that before we have to fill out a bracket in 2.5 weeks' time here. But they're a really good team. The only question I think some people might have is that they're maybe a little too reliant on freshmen. But again, if we're comparing to Anthony Davis's team from 12, 13 years ago, it is possible to win it all with 4 freshmen in your starting lineup.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Something that we don't really think about is sometimes it really doesn't take the superstar to win there in collegiate basketball to win the tournament that is March Madness. So what do we got? We got Auburn, we've got Duke, and we got Houston. So is it Houston's defensive prowess that kind of sets them over the top for you?
To some extent, yeah. I mean, they're always really good on defense under Kelvin Sampson. This year, they've got 3 legitimate shooters as well, and Milas Uzan, LJ Cryer, and Emmanuel Sharp. And I think last year's team, they were a 1 seed. I think they were probably around the same spot right now. I think they were plus 750 to win it all, both this time last year and presently. That's where they're listed. They were 1 seed. They were really good, but then they lost a key player, Jamal Shed, in the Sweet 16, or maybe the second round. I forget what game. And they were just completely different without him. Now they're not a one-man team. They're a 3-man offense, and they got just length for days in the paint. Trying to score within 15 feet of the rim against that team is just a nightmare. And I think you see it night in and night out. And that you want to have defense, right? Defense wins championship. Defense always travels, but the big question in years past with Houston was always, do they have enough offense? And I think at this point they do.
Carrie, this is Leanne. As you well know, you can be doing fantastic all through the regular season, but it depends on how you are playing, what kind of condition you're in, and what's going on at the time of the tournament, which makes it, puts all the madness in March Madness because you just never know. Izzo always has a good team, and they tend to do well in the tournament. Do you think Michigan State has got a shot to get to the Final Four?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It feels like Michigan State always has a shot. Even, last year I think they were a 9 seed, and just because they were Michigan State and they get hot in March, it's that just seems to be their thing. Felt like maybe they could do it, but this year's team has they've really come into their own the last couple of weeks. They started out 18-2, but were kind of questionable in terms of, hadn't really faced the meat and potatoes of their Big Ten schedule, and then they started to struggle a little bit when it did toughen up, but they've been incredible the past couple of weeks. Jace Richardson has really stepped up in a huge way for them. Last night had that crazy buzzer beater from three-quarter court by Trey Holloman. That was a lucky moment, but I think it was a testament to how good they are that they were able to go on the road and beat Maryland, which very few teams are able to do over the last couple of years.
There you go. You're listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. We got Kerry Miller on the line with us. He is the writer for Bleacher Report for college basketball. Looking at the bubble watch here, do any of these teams make the tournament? Give us your for and against reasoning why. Let's start with North Carolina.
Boy, you're going smack dab on the bubble there. Right now, I think they are out. And they just don't have the quality wins, but they do have one game remaining against Duke, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I think if they win that one, they're in. If not, they're probably not. But one good thing for North Carolina is the ACC kind of stinks as a whole. If any league is going to produce, a bid thief, we call it, when it's a team that gets that automatic bid that wouldn't normally get it in a major conference, I think it's going to come from the ACC, and I think North Carolina could be that team if they just happen to be, playing their best at the right time.
And we're going to stay right there on top of the bubble for you, Kerry. The next team that we have is Georgia.
Georgia, I think, is in right now. Got a huge win the other night against, was it Florida? Florida. There's always some big win in the SEC. I get them confused. But, the big thing with Georgia prior to that win over Florida was just that they didn't have any bad losses. And I look at their resume now, and a lot of people say, they don't have the road wins. They've only played one road game against a team outside the top 40. They've played just the most insanely difficult schedule that probably in the entire country. And that's just a testament to being in the SEC and putting together at least a decent non-conference schedule. But I think not having any bad losses, now they have a couple of really good wins. I think they should be in right now with a little bit of room to spare. I don't even know if they would be in Dayton right now. They might actually be ahead of the first four.
Listener question coming in here from James. He says, speaking of UNC, do you think that James Huber is actually in line for that extension? Do you think he deserved that extension?
So, I guess it got signed in early December, and then we didn't find out about it until yesterday or 2 days ago. And I guess in early December, maybe there was a case for it, but now if they miss the tournament for the second time in 3 years, you can't do that at North Carolina and keep your job, man. I mean, we're seeing it now with Mike Woodson at Indiana, right? This is going to be the most likely second straight year that they don't get in, although they're right there with Georgia, right on that bubble. But if they miss it, right, they've already decided they're not bringing back Mike Woodson. They've revolted against him, and I think a lot of North Carolina faithful had revolted against Hubert Davis in the last few months as well. It doesn't feel like we're watching North Carolina basketball anymore. They don't have the twin towers in the post that they usually have two dominant big men. Now they're much more of a three-point shooting team. They don't play much defense. They just don't have that same identity. And I know some people, in the media around that program, just they want to blame it on the transfer portal and whatnot. But it's just something's different about that program since Roy Williams left. There's no question about that.
Yeah, it's hard to replace that. John Shire's been doing a decent job over there at Duke, but it's also one of those things when you get a guy in like Cooper Flagg, that's generational talent, that makes things a little bit easier. Back to the bubble watch, does Indiana make the tournament in your opinion, Kerry?
Yeah, it's like I knew where you were going with that. But, yeah, I think they are right now. They're right barely in, maybe first or second to last team in. But now they have to go on the dreaded West Coast trip that has been a problem for all of the non-West Coast Big Ten teams. That's when Michigan State started falling apart. They lost back-to-back at UCLA and USC. Now Indiana's next two are at Washington and at Oregon. And I think they They probably need to win 2 of these last 3. It'd be great if they get that win over Oregon, because that'd be another feather in their cap. But I think they would rather just avoid taking a bad loss. So if they beat Washington, if they lose at Oregon, they come home and they beat Ohio State, I think they're probably in. So we'll see if they can pull that off.
Kerry, a lot of people are interested here in college basketball here in Northwest Florida, aka Panama City, because we're getting some texts flying in for your answering. So with that being said, FSU, we know that Leonard Hamilton is not going to be the coach at FSU next year. So with that being said, where do you think FSU goes to fulfill that head coaching spot next year?
Boy, I have no idea, man. I mean, we're still trying to figure out where Indiana's going to go, and we've known for a few weeks that job's going to be open. You just don't have that next guard of coaches. I think if you can get Will Wade from McNeese, who he started out at VCU, then went to LSU, and then had his issues, and then had to resurface at a smaller school. But I think that's one of those names with proven talent that there's a little bit of a stigma attached to him. Could be similar to Kelvin Sampson from before, right? Ooh. He was at Oklahoma, then went to Indiana, and then got the recruiting violations, disappeared for a few years. Now he's been back better than ever with Houston. I don't think Will Wade is that good, but I mean, if Florida State can go get a Will Wade, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you there. And then our next question from Wright State, Chris says, Cincinnati. He played baseball at Wright State, so right around in that area. He's a Ohio boy. Do you think Cincinnati will make the tournament?
I would not have Cincinnati in right now.
Yeah, we agree.
We're
like,
close.
Get out of here, Cincinnati.
No, not getting out. They're on the bubble. I think they're probably first 5 out, and they have a huge, gigantic, massive game at Houston on Saturday. You win that one, you move in. Short of that, I don't know. Their next 2 are Kansas State and Oklahoma State. Those aren't really, you get those wins, they don't move the needle. You're just trying to avoid losses for those 2. So I think they need to play their way in. So if they go 2-1, but the win doesn't come against Houston, I think they're going into the Big 12 tournament with a fair amount of work still to be done.
The last team that we got to ask you about the bubble is going to be Arkansas. Coach Cal coming over there and doing what he's done this year. They had the big win against Kentucky, but then, the big losses that they've had along the way and some of the games that maybe they should have won. What do you think about Arkansas and their opportunity in March Madness and the big tournament?
Yeah, I think they right now are in. I had them in before the win over Texas. Those were heading into last night, that was my last team in and my second to last team in, so that was about as bubbly a game as you can possibly get, but Arkansas got it in overtime. That was big for them. I think they need to go at least 1-2, probably 2-1, since one of those games is against South Carolina, and that's not going to be a quality win necessarily, even though at South Carolina, you put that in any other league, that's like a top 5 game, but in the SEC, that's the one you have to avoid losing. But I think they'll be in, and it'll be fun to see John Calipari as an underdog for the first time in 18 years. It'd be fun to see them go on a little bit of a run.
Hey, there you go. One of the final questions I got to ask you, we're right here in SEC country. Is the SEC really as good as what it's been touting to be this year?
I think so. I mean, what they did in non-conference play, and I don't remember the numbers exactly right now, but it was something like they went 152-20 as an entire conference, somewhere in that range, and played a tough schedule. Like they went 31-4, I believe, against the ACC as a whole, just absolutely embarrassing that league from which it has not recovered. But they picked up, it's not like they just beat up on a weak schedule. Like pretty much everybody played a pretty solid schedule outside of maybe Texas. And just as a whole, they proved it. So ever since conference play began, they're just sharing, they're 500. Everybody's been making that kind of joke on social media, like, oh, the SEC is only 500 since whatever time because they're only playing each other. But they have 4 of the top 6 teams in the country, and I don't think that's, I don't think this is football ranking logic where the SEC always seems to have 4 of the top 6. I think this is legitimately It's a very, very good, deep league. I think they should get at least 12 teams in, and 14 out of 16 is still within the realm of possibility.
You also write for college football. So what do you like? Do you think that the college in college football, the SEC and the Big Ten should get 4 teams automatically guaranteed a piece?
Well, I no longer do college football. I used to, though. I can comment on that if you really want me to.
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to.
No, I think it's ridiculous. I think you're just asking for more division don't know. It's almost they're going towards like a super league type of thing, and I don't think that's the way you really want to go. I think that gets away from the heart of college football.
Hey, there you go. Your pick to win it all in March Madness. That's a listener question, not coming from us. So a listener question asking you your pick to win it all in March Madness, because they're going to be using those for our March Madness groups coming up shortly.
No, I would pick Duke right now. If I had to pick one of the 3, I said earlier, I would go with Duke. They are right now. Their ranking on KenPom, like their rating, is the best that we've seen in 24 years, I believe, since the 2001 Duke team, and it might actually be a little bit better than that. And Auburn is not far behind them. Like it's if you're making me pick one, eventually I'll have to fill out a bracket and pick one. It would be Duke, but I'm very much curious to see how healthy Tyrese Proctor and Malik Brown are heading into the NCAA tournament.
Kerry, as always, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. We appreciate all that you do and getting us ready here for March Madness and college basketball in general. We look forward to chatting with you throughout the season.
Hey, you got to take care, guys.
All right, that's Kerry Miller. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, the star of the show, the coach's daughter. She'll be right back with your final segment of the afternoon.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. Tonight there will be a gentle breeze out of the north, mostly clear skies and 54. Sunshine tomorrow morning, about the same at 65. In the afternoon and evening, sunny and a light breeze right around 7 miles per hour with a high of 67. About the same at 70 Saturday and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Billburn Kia during the President's Day sale going on all month long. Are you looking for a fuel-efficient SUV that doesn't compromise on style, comfort, and performance? Stop in today at Billburn Kia and let our team put you behind the wheel of your new Kia. Billburn Kia is now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Billburn Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $1,748 per month per $1,000 financed in 60 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. See dealer for complete detail. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/3/25.
With empty pockets and an entrepreneurial mindset, Nate Bombach and his family took a chance and moved to Panama City Beach to build their American dream. Now a dream come true, Marinate Construction and Stucco Repair offers Panama City a breath of fresh air with honest service matched with masterful skills in construction. From small repairs to large commercial jobs, Marinate Construction and Stucco gives every customer what they deserve, the best. Marinate Construction and Stucco Repair, 850-387-9851.
Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs. ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're back for the final segment of the afternoon. I'm David Hayes along with Caveman Rick and the woman. My bad. The coach's daughter, Leanne Sports and Trooper. Leanne, what is going on?
I'm woman no pun intended, Caveman man. We've gone back to the caveman.
I just like to make you laugh. Your smile is, you can't buy that smile.
You could. Well, how
I
much
guess
you offering?
I'm not trying to offer nothing. My goodness gracious. But you are a real estate agent, and people tend to, around this time of the year or around all times of the year, buy real estate. So tell people how you could help them out.
Well, you can go to
when
my
you
website.
help out Leanne, you help me out.
Where is my cowbell? I've got to go get that thing.
Yeah, no, I threw that down the toilet, and then Randy got mad at me for breaking the toilet.
Or not be throwing away my cowbell. No, you can find me at mvpofrealestate.com, and we can definitely help you buying, selling, or investing. We got you covered.
Leanne hates when I'm right. Isn't that right?
Well, it's more that I hate that when I'm wrong.
Yeah, but
which just doesn't happen very often, honestly.
No.
I'm a woman, right? We're always right?
Yeah, unless you're on a sports radio show, and then we have to tell you where you're wrong at.
Yeah, I know. You were right about Duke, whatever. Time will tell.
But that's, for me, it's not even about Duke, more as it's about Cooper Flagg.
Yeah. But you got to have more than just that. Even Carrie said that.
No, well, exactly. That's why,
but they maybe
Duke might not be as strong
as they normally, yeah.
Well, not as what they normally are, as what we're thinking them to be, because when it comes down to it, Auburn's not just Janai Broome. Auburn is not just
they are very
Janai Broome.
Complete.
I think that, if he were to have asked me that question, it would be Auburn. Auburn would be the team.
Yeah,
There's no team that's beating Alabama if Alabama's shooting above 50% from three. No team's beating Alabama. I think Auburn is the most skilled team out there when it comes to that, and I think that the best superstar out there with a team revolved around them is Cooper Flagg. So my top three teams would have been Duke 1, Auburn 2, and then Alabama 3. But Houston, with the way that they play defense, I would have them right there 1A, 1B with Alabama. And that's not as an Alabama fan. That's just as someone who, trying to gauge these things as where we're at. And we're excited about that. That's one thing. I know that when you were hosting the show, this is one of the biggest portions of the year for you. This is something that you love the most.
Love March Madness. I love college football. You know that. I'm a football girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I did grow up in a basketball gymnasium, and I love basketball. And this is it's fun right here at this time of the year. It's starting to weed out, the wannabes or the thought you were.
The wannabes or the thought you were.
But I love March Madness. I really do. It is. It's one of my favorite times.
Oh, there you go. And JUCO basketball last night, Northwest Florida ended up beating Gulf Coast 71-60. And men's JUCO basketball, Northwest Florida, and they're in a tight race right now with Chipola. I believe Chipola's won the last 12 PCCC titles.
So good. Yeah.
My goodness. Or it's been 12 years for sure since Gulf Coast has won, but Northwest Florida ekes out a win 61-60. And high school softball, Arnold getting a blanking win, a shutout win, a shellacking
There's your
of
Arnold.
a win. Yeah, they beat Mariana 15-0. In high school baseball, Rutherford falls to Franklin 8-6. Destin beat Walton 11-2. Tonight, Bluntstown visits Port St. Joe. They started at 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. Rutherford visits North Bay Haven. They will start at 6 p.m. Central Time this evening. Arnold is 5-1. They visit Bozeman at 6:30. That's going to be a big time game in the baseball world. And then Niceville is 6-1. They travel to 4-2 Mosley tonight, and they will play at 6:30. And softball tonight, you've got Mosley at Destin. Mosley 2-1. Destin 1-2. First pitch was at 5 p.m. North Bay Haven is undefeated at 5-0. They take on Alpha, who is 4-2 at 6 p.m. And then Rutherford 1-2 at Rickards at 6 p.m. And then Bozeman undefeated at 3-0. Taking on Bluntstown at 2-3 at 6 p.m.
A lot of good local sports going on.
A lot of great local sports going on. What is something that you want to end the show with, Leanne? It's Leanne's Coach's Daughter Corner to end the show.
Loaded question. Okay, well, maybe I can just sort of go off of what our little friend Johnny Appleseed, or who was it, Yankee Seed?
Yeah, Johnny Yankee Seed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's spreading those Yankee seeds everywhere so they grow.
No, but and my mom made the comment, it's not that you're saying that women can do things that, men can do, but they're out there. They're working hard. They're structured. They're disciplined. They actually run plays. Imagine that. And they use fundamentals. So that's still being taught. But yeah, the game has changed because now we've got the WNBA and it's thriving. I mean, it really is. You don't have to love it. You don't even have to like it. And I'm not asking you to watch it. I'm just saying it is out there and it's not all just men's sports, okay?
Wow. Look at Leanne coming in and trying to tell us what to do with our time.
So you mean it's not a man's world?
I'm just
like
kidding.
Somebody else says on her?
What's that?
You mean it's not a man's world like somebody else says on her?
It's a man's world.
Oh, gosh.
So we should be watching women's sports is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm just saying,
you are saying that.
I
have to
think,
strongly disagree.
Here's my challenge. Challenge.
Challenge me, and I'll challenge you.
If you have never watched a women's college basketball game, pick one of the ones that has, one of the top tier. Your South Carolina, UConn, Notre Dame, LSU. Pick one game, and all I'm asking, and they don't have they don't have halves, it's quarters.
Right, it's quarters, four quarters.
And I wish they would make it all the same because it gets confusing. But anyway, just watch a half. Commit to watching half of a half, and then get back to me. And then if you still hated it, then that's what it is. Is that not fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, hello, on this show, after we started the show, I was having to watch hockey. Sorry, caveman. I was having to watch cricket.
Wait, you're saying that I don't watch women's college sports?
No, I didn't say that to you. I was talking about Johnny Appleseed.
Oh, Johnny Appleseed. How freaking dare you, bro? How dare you make this conversation happen right here on our air? Like, hey, Rick, how do you feel about this? Does it feel impingement upon your rights?
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's just good conversation because nobody's saying that. I'm not trying to say that women's sports are better than men's sports or vice versa or whatever. If you are a true sports fan, real is keywords here, then you're open to watching other things because it's all competition, and you might find that you like it. Like when they came out with curling.
I would say college basketball, I would say that for me right now where I stand, college softball, I would rather watch college softball more so than college baseball.
Oh, really? I like both, but
I love college baseball, but softball is just a little bit more fast-paced.
It is.
Then when it comes to basketball, I can't get down with that. I can't say that I like women's college basketball more than men's college basketball because, let's be real, there's limitations for a side, and they're getting to the extent where. Well, I think where people are starting to like college basketball from the women's side more so than the men's side is the fact that it's more fundamental on the women's side than it is. But at the end of the day, I think that we all like the high flyers.
Hey, women's soccer is very good too.
Yeah. And see, yeah.
What can you say about
I know
that?
Because my niece played soccer and she was really good at it. But if, I will watch it. And if it's close, it's even better. But I get so tired watching because they work so hard to get that ball all the way down the field, only for it to be kicked all the way back to the other end, and they just run and run. Yeah. One thing's for sure, you got to be in excellent condition.
That's why
to play soccer.
Adam calls it cross country with a ball.
It's true. I mean,
because that guy is in super shape. I mean, That guy right there, especially after eating some Bite Me cookies, is just in excellent shape. And we should all listen to him and what he has going forth for our, like, is that guy the president? Like, what's the things that we used to have to do back in the day? Like the president's test or whatever?
Oh, yeah, the president's physical test or whatever.
It was AG in charge of that?
Sit on your feet and you have to do the
and then you get the certificate when you're done and whatever. Yeah.
Was AG was in charge of that?
President Fitness Challenge or something?
Yeah, I bet fitness.
You know what? I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either because I don't have to do it no more.
I know, thank goodness. It was brutal.
I enjoyed it, man. I was homeschooled though, so for me it was like, well, I get to get outside of the house this afternoon.
No, literally, you would have a partner and they would sit on your feet.
Yeah, and then you would have to do sit-ups.
That could have been good.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Well, you try doing sit-ups without them sitting on your feet.
You can't do it?
Stick them under the couch.
I could do more than you could.
Yeah, stick them. Yay! Don't start.
Hey, 850-215-6290. Tell us who you think would have more sit-ups. Hey, Leanne, you know what's sad? What? We were to do push-ups right now.
Okay, now that's a different story.
If you could do one, you'd beat me.
Oh, well, then I would win.
Yeah. You know how sad that is?
I'm supposed to do stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's how I am with my wrist right now.
Yeah, your wrist plays a big part in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I tried the other day. I tried to do. I was like,
don't do it. You're gonna make it worse.
I'm like using my elbows to climb up the couch. Like, it is sad as heck.
World.
No, but that's not a world I want to be a part of.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, well,
but you have to suck it up and just get over it and push through.
Oh, gosh, this is not where I want to leave the show out this afternoon. 850-215-6290. Someone call in and save me this afternoon. Let's see what we got from the top world.
Look,
of
there you go,
sports.
right there. Women's basketball, Vanderbilt, and Texas.
Yeah, and how did that
And
play
that's
out
our
for you?
coach. They took our coach. He was good, too, and we were really good when he was there. Oh, well. So is life.
Such is life.
Well, I'm just saying
Travis Hunter, how do you feel about Travis Hunter? You think he will play defensive back and cornerback in the NFL?
I think that the right team will give him that chance, and I think that's probably why he's going to go where he knows that they're going to do that, which means he probably already knows.
Okay,
I think they'll try.
Mike says women's college softball plays on Little League field. Golly. Hey, listen, they might do, but the ball's a little bit harder to hit out further.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It weighs a lot more than a baseball, too.
There we go. We gotta find out any reason we can to stop these arguments.
I don't know if you're that Jocelyn Allo. She didn't have no problem cranking homers out the park.
She did not. She was an absolute stud. Caveman Rick, what do you think about Travis Hunter?
I think he's not going to go play both ways. An NFL team's not going to let him do that. And I think if you can't decide or you don't know which position you're playing, it's like saying if you got two quarterbacks, you ain't got one quarterback. Well, if you're playing two positions, you ain't playing one position.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I don't think that he's bent on one or the other. I really don't. I mean, just from listening to him.
He wants to play both.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, but he's not going to be one of those crybabies.
I think possibly either like he could play cornerback and a kick returner, or like wide receiver and kick returner. That's his way of playing two ways. I think kind of like a Deion Sanders.
That's a good idea.
All right. Well, we'll see
Maybe
how
he'll listen to it.
We'll see how it plays out. I don't know what in the world the Titans got up their sleeve as we get ready for the NFL draft here in 2025. But for Caveman Rick, the coach's daughter Leanne Schwarzentrooper, I'm David Hayes, and we are the Afternoon Underdogs. Coming up next, it is the Warriors at the Magic. Y'all enjoy that game. Just remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.
Bye.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Magic plays here.
After getting blown out by 40 on Tuesday, the Orlando Magic returned to the Kia Center.